what's really important is always to locate our position in Africa and the context that we operate in. We're always guided by our purpose of driving Africa's growth. And a critical part of our priority is how do we do this in a sustainable way. And so when we were really thinking about our climate policy, which we published in 2022, it was really to start there. What are the challenges that we see and how is Africa impacted by climate? And I think the first thing really to always consider is that Africa is already disproportionately impacted by climate change. We know that there will be significant impact on livelihoods, on development, should the temperatures increase to the range that we are currently seeing. And for that reason as well, I think it is also important to consider the real energy deficit and poverty that we have on the continent. And that impacts, again, people's ability to have a livelihood, to be able to develop. And so these are the considerations that we had. And what we really think about as well is that our position on the continent and what we aim to serve our clients and our customers is that we need to help them transition. I think a critical thing for us is really about what does a just transition mean, and ensuring that we're advocating for a just transition on the continent, and we're ensuring that no one gets left behind. I think this is one of the critical things, and so we really think about how we support our clients to transition, as many of them are really at the core face of solving for these challenges. And in this way, we've also just thought about how we then mobilize finance to be able to support this. And so very critically that we think about our context, we think about our role on the continent and as a financier, and also really thinking about making sure this is just. If we think about Africa's historical contribution to emissions, you would see that it's about 4%. When you then take out South Africa and Nigeria, that number becomes almost insignificant. And so I think it's always important to consider that countries such as South Africa and Nigeria would have to really think about their transition slightly differently. I think from a South African perspective, we really support the view that the just transition is critical to a low carbon economy. And I think the issue around cleaner energy really fits into that. We understand that there needs to be a mix. And so what's important for us on this journey is that we understand that this thing is a transition. It means it phases over time. We understand there will be a mix. We know that in Africa and South Africa particularly, there is still a very high dependence on fossil fuels for energy. And what we're saying is that this needs to be done over time. And so we have a very clear commitment to finance and renewable energy. We have a target for that. And what we have tracked is that in this last year of 2023, we actually, for R1 that was put into fossil fuels, we put R5.39 in renewable energy. So I think it really shows how we are moving, but it also shows that it's definitely something that takes time.